Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we'll look at an amazing nonprofit that helps keep seniors independent and safe. That's just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
When I was a TV news reporter years ago, I did stories about Meals on Wheels, especially during the summertime when it would get hot, because often the Meals on Wheels volunteers were the only ones visiting the senior who may have chosen to turn off their AC in the middle of sweltering heat. And you can imagine what would happen to the senior if they weren't checked on by someone. To talk about seniors in their golden years and an amazing nonprofit that's doing a world of good, Elizabeth Grace, she is with Mid-Cities Care Corps. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And you guys just celebrated 40 years.
We did, yes, on June 9th. We're super proud of that and excited. You know, I always say that it's a organization that is so needed today with seniors, and I feel like we're the best kept secret. So I'm excited to be able to share a little bit about Mid-City Care Corps with you.
So talk about the mission statement. What is Mid-City Care Corps?
Our mission is to help preserve the independence and well-being of our senior neighbors in Northeast Tarrant County communities. And we do that through 3 outreach programs: transportation, helping hands, and social outreach.
Okay, we're going to drill down deep on each one of those pillars in a second, but we found an amazing overview video. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
There are so many seniors in our community that are very lonely. The isolation that they live in, they may only see Meals on Wheels 3 or 4 times per week. They may only have a caregiver come see them once a week. And the rest of the time, they're inside their 4 walls of their home. And that isolation can be so detrimental to them.
Living alone is actually something I've done a lot of my life, but not totally like I am since my sons have grown and one of them's passed away. I get sad, I get lonesome, and I can't tell you how much it means to me to be able to depend on Mid-Cities Care Corps to do anything for me that I ask in my yard, in my house. Just come put a light bulb in for me. They jump on it. I mean, I'm so blessed. I feel like God has blessed me because this all came after my son passed away, and it seemed like God sent me these angels to replace him or sit in for him.
Wow, what a blessing. So before that clip, we were talking about 3 pillars.
It's transportation, helping hands, and social outreach.
Okay, transportation, what do you mean by that?
We have wonderful volunteers that will help assist our senior clients by taking them on routine medical drives and quality of life drives, such as going to the pharmacy, the bank, to even get their hair done, whatever they'd like. Something we started because of COVID, and we're going to continue going forward, is we've implemented grocery shopping pickup and delivery and pharmacy pickup and delivery. We have found that to be a very much needed service, especially right now and with COVID and everything. So we're going to continue with that. What makes us a little unique and a little bit different than some of the other transportation services is we are a door-to-door service. So our volunteer will go to the home, go to the door, help them into the car, take them to their appointment, and they stay with them the duration of the appointment. and then we bring them home. And we do that for a number of reasons, but really it's just to make them feel comfortable and secure and knowing who is picking them up and bringing them home. And it's a way to establish a relationship with them.
Sure. Okay, pillar number 2, and I want you to tell the Miss Betty story.
Okay, absolutely. It's our Helping Hands program. And this is where we provide hope for our seniors that they may be able to stay in their home for as long as they like. And we do that through our kind volunteers help with minor home repairs, like fixing decks and fences and anything actually that they need that is not a certified technician work needing to be done. We build wheelchair ramps and we install grab bars and handrails. We have an adopt-a-lawn program where we'll go out during the growing season and take care of their yard for them. We do not want to be the largest lawn service out there, but our goal is to help those who can't help themselves anymore. So last year we served over 90 yards in our Adopt-A-Lawn program, and out of that 90, 68 of them were adopted.
All right, tell us about Miss Betty.
Okay, Miss Betty, we were doing a safety for senior check with her, and that is where we go in once a year and we change out filters, smoke detectors, light bulbs, whatever she needs, whatever they need us to do, we'll do. And in casual conversation with Miss Betty, find out that she had been without hot water. But not only had she been without hot water, it had been over a year. So she was going to her neighbor's house once a week to take a shower, and the rest of the time she was just boiling hot water and taking care of business that way. She just didn't have the means to have it fixed or have it replaced. So in that very casual conversation, Mid-Cities Care Corps was able to buy her a new hot water heater, and then we worked with certified technicians that helped put that in for her so her warranty would be good.
Wow, that's amazing. And right now you have 600 clients.
A little over 600, yes.
And 250 or so volunteers.
Correct.
You can always use more volunteers.
You never have too many volunteers, because what we do ask, if you're able to volunteer 2 to 3 hours or commit to the 2 to 3 hours a month, which is not much, we would love that. That would be awesome. And hopefully that when you get a little taste of it and what we do and how we serve, maybe you want to do a little bit more. It's such a rewarding experience to be able to give back that way. I have to say, when I did it, I was doing it because there was a need that needed to be fulfilled. But after I was able to do some of this, I got to know the people, and I was the one that was being blessed by it, so it was a wonderful experience.
Is there a training program for the volunteers, or how do they get onboarded? What happens?
So how you become a volunteer, first you have to fill out an application online. It's actually not online. You get it online, pull it off, and then fill that application out, send it back to us, and then we'll do a background check on the person. And then we have a volunteer coordinator that will be reaching out to you, Jane Nauman, and she will set up a time where you can come in and we'll do orientation and talk about all the different programs and what you're really interested in doing.
Sure. Tell us about the pandemic. How did that impact you? How did it impact giving? How did it impact your seniors?
COVID was not a good thing, right? And it was very hard on seniors. They're already isolated and lonely, and this only made it a little bit more so. So the impact that I saw was there was just a loneliness need there. So what Mid-Cities Care Corps did is we had volunteers coming in each week and making phone calls to every one of our clients. And we were touching base with them at least every 2 weeks, trying to reach out and talk to them and make sure that they didn't need anything. And as you can imagine, those phone calls at first were maybe 5 minutes when it first started. Nobody knew that the pandemic would last as long as it did. Towards the end, it was getting, like 45 minutes per phone call and everything. So there was that need, and it was just I saw such beautiful things come out of COVID, though. I saw people come together, and we have such wonderful volunteers that stepped up to the plate, even though they could have been infected just like anybody else and could have gotten sick. They still carried on and helped us take care of our senior clients.
Is the need greater now than it was pre-pandemic?
I think the need has always been there. So I'm seeing different needs. Like I was talking to you earlier about, with a lot of the homes that we help assist with, they're older homes and they have a lot of issues. Some of them are, 60, 70 years old, and a lot of our clients don't have the means to take care of things that break down and whatnot. So we'll go in there and make sure that things are running in proper order, but you fix one thing and then it seems like it opens up the Pandora box to a lot of other things. And honestly, a lot of our senior clients, if they had somewhere else to turn or they could get this taken care of, they would do it.
Sure.
But we're kind of like a lifeline for a lot of our senior clients that don't have anybody else.
Before the show, you mentioned the ice storm, and that was really hard on a lot of people.
Made a huge impact, yes, absolutely, yes. So that's where pipes were breaking, and had one story where one of our clients, it broke in one area, but then when we got in there and fixed that one pipe, it started breaking throughout the whole house. And so she was displaced for a very long time, and we were able to help assist with that. But we were also able to work with certified technicians that have good hearts and want to give back, and so they would donate their time and some of the material to help repair these issues. But there's more needs of that than there are enough dollars to provide that. You know, I mean, just putting in one hot water heater, or we had 2 air conditioners break down over the summer, that could be very life-threatening to a senior that's in their 80s and in that heat. So thank goodness we just have wonderful people that step up to the plate, but it's a bad place to be when you have to pick and choose who you can help. I never want to be in that position. So that's why donations are so vital to who we are and what we do.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about donations. Did they taper off during the pandemic?
No, I have to say people were very generous. I think we saw a lot more people kind of stepping up and volunteering and helping out because they had some free time, which was nice. But no, we have those faithful donors that always stepped up and helped us. And so we have several fundraisers throughout the year and have been very blessed that those all have gone well.
Outstanding. We only have about a minute left, so final thoughts. What would you like to leave the audience with?
Well, one of the things I wanted to let you know, and this is for the audience too, is that Mid-Cities Care Corps, again, has been around for 40 years. And who we serve are seniors that are 65 and older, 60 plus with a disability, and we serve in 11 cities, which is Hearst, Euless, Bedford, Colleyville, Grapevine, Southlake, Haltom City, Watauga, Richland Hills, and North Richland Hills. It's a big territory, and we have a lot of people that are still needing our help. And one of the things I didn't say is that it is a completely free service to any of those seniors that are 65 and older, 60 plus with a disability in that 11 cities that we serve. So those wheelchair ramps that we put in, they're anywhere from $500 to $1,500 a piece. Those handrails, those are lifelines to people that allows them to stay in their home and to get around, and those can be anywhere from $25 to $35 a piece. So every dollar that we bring in goes right back to our seniors.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. We're going to leave the audience with your website, which is midcitiescarecorps.org. Please go on there, connect on social media, and give generously if you're called to give. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me and allowing me to speak on behalf of Mid-City Care Corps.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.